friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin and I am so excited that you decided to take time out of your day to spend with me, because today we will be discussing my all-time favorite books. I have never done this video before, and friends, when I tell you, when I sat down to make this list, I was struggling, but in a good way. There are some books that I just, there's so many good books. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But yes, this is the best of the best. If you want to get to know my book taste or get to know me through books, this is the video that will tell you what you need to know. Let me start off by saying August is my birth month. Love to see it. And so usually I will reread my favorite books for my birthday, and that is the video that I will put up. But I'm not exactly feeling the rereads right now, and so that's kind of where this video sparked from. I have been meaning to do this video anyway, but it just hasn't happened yet. And so yeah, I feel like we're going to maybe do this yearly, bi-yearly, I don't know. So there is no set order. I just would not let myself pick more than 20, but I ended up not needing 20 spots anyway. There are some series that will take up one spot because this is my channel and I do what I want to do, and I just can't pick between my babies. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to do enough yapping in this video as it is. Let us go ahead and hop into my all-time favorite books. So I want to start off by doing a couple of honorable mentions, and the reason why these are honorable mentions and not fully on the list is because I feel like I need to reread them to really solidify whether or not they will be on the favorites list. But they're so close, and so I just wanted to give them a shout out. Anyway, the first honorable mention that I have is going to be Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the first book in the Princess of Sin series, and in this one we are following Prince Envy, who has never claimed to be a saint, but when a cryptic note arrives signaling the beginning of a deadly game, he knows it will take more than a hint of sin to win and save his falling demon court. The trouble with scoundrels and blackguards is that they haven't a modicum of honor, a fact Miss Camilla Antonius learns after one desperate mistake allows Waverly Green's most notorious rake to blackmail her. To avoid a ruinous scandal, Camilla is forced to enter a devil's bargain with Envy, little expecting his game will awaken her true nature. Together, Envy and Camilla will embark on a perilous journey through the underworld, from glittering demon courts to the sultry vampire realm and beyond. And friends, if you can't tell by the tabs, I don't even know if you can see them, but I ate this up. It was just something about Envy and Camilla's chemistry that I absolutely loved. Their banter was top tier. I loved everything about it. The riddles, the games in this world, it's just, I love this world, period. Like, Carrie did what needed to be done with this book, and I think I just need a reread to like really solidify it. But honorable mention for sure. And then the second honorable mention goes to For Whom the Bell Tolls by J.C. Lynn. And this was a surprise for me, friends. I went into this just to try it. I had seen a couple of good reviews. I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Why not? I fell in love with this book, with its characters, with this world, with everything that J.C. Lynn had to say, because she's a thick one. But I ate up every page of this 600-page book. So in this one, we're following Lily, who may not be thrilled with her arrival in the afterlife, but what awaits her there is fantastical beyond imagination. Deities in line at the coffee shop, fae flitting between realms, souls making death a beginning. As she explores the afterlife's many realms, Lily finds herself drawn to a place most would avoid at all costs: hell. Armed with years in customer service, she makes a job for herself among hell's demons, directing souls to their rightful circles with more than a hint of sass. Lily's expectations are subverted every day in hell, especially by Belle, a demon general with a distractingly sexy voice. The two form an intimate, deeply healing friendship, and the heat between them threatens to combust. But something stirs beyond the boundaries of their world, threatening to destroy everything they know, unless they fight like hell to stop it. And let me tell you, I'm usually not a friend. No, I'm usually not a fan of friends to lovers, but this made me change my mind. I ate this up. I love this so much. And I wish that it was a series. It will be a series. I think they're just interconnected standalone, so we won't be following Lily and Belle. But like, bruh, Lily and Belle did it for me. And this also made me question if I like monster romances, because Belle is a monster. He's a little demon. Well, he's a big demon. But I was a fan, and I didn't know. I didn't know until I knew. And now let us hop into the list for real, okay? Let's start with another one that surprised me. Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. I had seen it floating around when it was indie published, and the girlies were loving it. And I was like, because sometimes, you know, the hype don't be legit. The hype, you cannot always believe it. So I waited a while, and I was like, yeah, I got it from the library first, because I was like, you know, I don't want to spend my money on this book, and I don't know if I'm gonna like it. Look how much I liked it. I don't know if you could see all these tabs, but friend, it was like I was tabbing every other page, like for real. And I'm not an excessive tabber, but this book made me one. Okay, so in this one, we're following Eowyn, who was ripped away from her dragons as a child and imprisoned by her father, King Garrett. Now, years later, Eowyn is a woman determined to free her dragons. Having established a secret kingdom of her own, she's ready to do what's necessary to save her people and seek vengeance, even if that means aligning herself with the commander Caden, who is the most feared and dangerous man in all of the kingdoms. Caden is ruthless, lethal, and secretive, but he promises to help Eowyn if she will stand with him in the pending war against her father. Despite their contrasting motives, Eowyn can't ignore their undeniable attraction as they combine their efforts and plot to infiltrate the impenetrable castle to steal back her dragons and seek vengeance on their common enemy. Let's talk about how when they met, it was a knife to the throat scene. And I said, oh, I didn't know I was a fan of that either until that scene. Eowyn and Caden, I love them down so bad. Like, yeah, this is so good. And the way the lore with the dragons was also really cool. I ate this up. I have not read any of the sequels yet because I'm waiting for the series to finish before I do a reread of this one and go all the way through, because I can only do so much rereading, you know. And I think that is going to be the most efficient way for me to do series. Check out the first book, see if I like it, wait for all of them to come out, reread the first book, and then binge the rest of the series. So yeah, waiting on this series to be finished. She's a good one. Let's talk about my baby, Elevator Pitch by Evelyn Lee. Let me tell you something. There's something special when an author makes you want to be their friend. Like, everything I've read by Evelyn Lee makes me want to be her friend. Like, Evelyn, if you need a friend, girl, I'm here. Like, we can kick in and have a good time. I like the way your brain works, okay? But anyway, Elevator Pitch. This is about Selah, who is an anxious homebody determined to become the main character in her own story, who embarks on a fresh path. She creates an effort list with goals to force her out of her comfort zone, introducing her to a life outside of her front door. However, a partner is necessary to complete her more adventurous goals, so she joins a popular dating app. After what may be the worst day ever, she meets Grayson in the elevator of her building. The pressure to complete the list is on, and she seeks an arrangement with anyone tolerable, though a certain neighbor comes to mind. Grayson is a business-oriented divorcee who prefers long walks with his dog and to keep things casual in his love life. As the creator of a successful dating app, he's become quite the modern day matchmaker. Despite his appreciation for others' love lives, he can't forgive himself for the past and believes romance isn't in the cards for a second time. To silence the rumors about him not moving on, he's agreed to an arrangement with his neighbor, finding himself a +1 for his ex's wedding. Friends, this made me experience every emotion on the spectrum. Every emotion. I was laughing, I was crying, I was giggling, I was blushing. I was feeling all of it. And it's because of Selah and Grayson. And Grayson has a little filthy mouth. He presents himself as, like, you know, a little sweet shy. Don't let Grayson fool you, okay? And Selah is a bookish girly, and when I tell you, Grayson does one of the best things that a bookish boyfriend could do for a bookish girly, read this book. Okay, so if you have been on my channel for any length of time, you've probably heard me talk about this book at some point. I've reread it and all the things. Like, I'm fighting a reread right now. And that is Only for the Weak by Natasha Bishop. What, like, I can't say enough good things about this book. I love this book with my whole heart. Okay, and this will be a book that I continue to reread for the rest of my life. Okay, I'm never gonna get tired of her. Okay, Rome and Janelle, never gonna get tired of them. A destination wedding in Tulum should be a breeze, but Dr. Janelle Cross, the sister of the bride and the ex-girlfriend of the groom, can't catch a break. Between her maid of honor duties, her sister's bridezilla antics, and her family's tiptoeing around her non-existent feelings for her ex, Janelle is desperate to let off some steam. So when the best man, Rome, proposes, they give into their undeniable chemistry. Janelle agrees under one condition: their affair can only last for a week. For Rome, Janelle has always been off limits. She's his best friend's ex, and Rome is nothing if not loyal. But he's never been able to get her off his mind, and now he might finally have a chance to win her over. And speaking of bookish boyfriend doing extravagant things that bookish girlies will love, Rome, he started it. Okay, he is number one. Okay, book boyfriend number one is Rome. And I don't know what it is, okay, friends, I don't know what it is, but I love me a club scene. Okay, I love a good club scene, and this has a great club scene. And I also have realized that I'm a fan of family drama. Don't ask me why. Okay, my next book is another one that I've reread and probably will continue to reread, and just one of my all-time favorite loves, the loves of my life. Devon and Chris Plan a Wedding by Chinsis C. Higgins. There is nothing that I would not do for Devon and Chris. Like, if Devon and Chris were looking for somebody to marry or somebody to be a third in their relationship, hi, my name is Erin, pick me. You know what I'm saying? Instant I Do could be Chris's big break. She's right on the cusp of really making it as an influencer, so a stint on reality TV is a perfect chance to elevate her brand, and $100,000 wouldn't hurt either. Devon is just trying to break out of her shell. She sort of neglected to come out to her mom for years, so a splashy fake wedding is just the excuse she needs. All they have to do is convince their friends and family they're getting married in 6 weeks. If anyone guesses they're not for real, they're out. Selling their chemistry on camera is surprisingly easy, and it's still there when no one is watching, which is an unexpected bonus. Winning this competition is going to be a piece of cake, but each week of the competition brings new challenges, and soon the prize money is not the only thing at stake. A reality show isn't the best way to create a solid foundation, and their fake wedding might just derail the relationship before it even starts. Fake dating, sapphic, black. This has all the reality show, like all the things that I love wrapped up into a perfect package. I love this book with my whole heart, and I'm down bad for Devon and Chris. My favorite book from 2025, and one that I knew was gonna be the one when I heard it was even happening, and that is Sweet Heat by Bolu Babalola. I knew this was going to be an all-time favorite before I even picked it up. So also, if you have been a watcher of this channel, you know I rant and rave about how much I hate second chance romances. Like, y'all have heard me say this countless times. You will hear me continue to say this countless times. So with me saying that this was my favorite book of 2025 and also my favorite book, one of my favorite romances of all time, it makes me look like a goofy bitch, because this is a second chance romance. But if anybody could make me love that trope, it is Bolu Babalola, and it is Kiki and Kai. I am way too emotionally invested in Kiki and Kai's relationship to not know them in real life. This is a follow-up to Honey and Spice. So if you have read that book, you know it's like a college romance. This is the same couple, give or take like 8 to 10 years. Something like that. However many years. It don't matter. That's not important. But yeah, this is them when they're grown. That's what matters. Let me tell you something about this book, because also I tabbed the crap out of this book too. I don't know what Bolu Babalola was doing when she wrote this book, but she wrote the entire hell out of this book. The way I just got lost in the moment with Kiki and Kai, and then the description she would use to talk about things, and the way she can talk about music and art, and She wrote the hell out of this book. Like, I have so many big ass paragraphs and pages highlighted. Like, what the hell, Bolu? You did what needed to be done, and that is why this is one of my favorite books of all time. Okay, y'all are probably tired of me talking about this series, but it's one of my favorites, and so I couldn't leave it out of the list. Even though I thought about it, I was like, that's a lie, because it's one of my favorite series, and that is The Brown Sisters by Talia Hibbert. So you already know we got Get a Life, Chloe Brown. We have Take a Hint, Danny Brown, and At Your Age, Eve Brown. And these books are amazing, wonderful, some of the best romances I have ever read. We have chronic illness rep, we have neurodivergence rep, all the things, and also just some really cute, fun, spicy, funny romances. And y'all know about these books. I don't even gotta go into detail because y'all have heard me talk about these books way too many times, so whatever. Let's get into another series that y'all have probably heard me talk about since I read it, and that is the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. We have the 5th season, The Obelisk Gate, and The Stone Sky. This is one of the most unique series I've ever read in my life. I have yet to read anything like this, and I doubt I ever will. At first, I was very intimidated by this series, and I had no plans to read it because I was scared. I was scared that your girl's brain wasn't big enough to comprehend what was going on. So Lex read it, and she was like, she convinced me to read it. So I sat down and I immersive read it. I read it with my eyeballs while also listening to the audiobook. And I suggest that way if you're nervous about being able to comprehend it. But I also just let the book happen to me, and I didn't really know a whole lot about what was going on, so I just kind of let it happen, and it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. Like, this book, the heartbreak, the love that you feel for these characters, the way you just want the good things for them, but good things don't happen, and you're just in a state of why. And you want to fight people, but you also want to give people hugs, and you just experience all the emotions while also like, this is a cool ass world. And you see the what's the word, y'all, this brain fog be really taking me out sometimes, the connections between the real world and some of the things that, you know, is going on, because Black women don't ever get to rest, and that is shown in this series. And also Hoa, I love me some Hoa. If you've read this series, then you know, like, I love me some Hoa. And then just that first book alone, baby, that big plot twist. I read something the other day where N.K. Jemisin was saying she thought that we knew what she was doing, and she's surprised that like a lot of people don't know. Girl, I figured it out before it was like fully revealed. I did not know for sure, and I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, give this series a shot. If you're scared, if you're intimidated, just try it anyway, and you will fall in love with this. I think my stack gonna fall over. It's fine. I guess we're going through the series because I got another one. And like, if you've been on this channel for any length of time, then friends, you've heard me talk about this series as well, and that is the Drew Collins series by Granger. I have the first 3 books here, and we'll talk a little bit about why in a minute. So we have The Secret World of Maggie Gray. We have, these books are so heavy, I'm dying. We have The First Family, and then we have When a Wolf Loves the Moon. And I'm going to hold up the 3rd book because that is currently my favorite in the series. This just hit a little different for me. So anyway, with the Drew Collins series, it was published, it was self-published by Granger, but has since been picked up. So I stopped buying the indie versions at book 3 and have started collecting the traditionally published versions. I have book 1 and book 2, and I'm just going to slowly collect them as they come out. And so I've stopped reading the series as well, and kind of similar to Fear the Flames, I'm stopping collecting all of the books and then going into a big reread and finishing out the series once all the books are out. And I cannot wait. I am itching to get back to this world. I'm fighting for my life to not read the new books that have come out. Like, I love everything about this. This is a dark academia story where we're following a girl at a magical HBCU. She is in her late 20s, early 30s, and we have all of the different types of creatures and characters represented in this book, in this series. And like I said, I loved it when I read the first one, but when we got to this book, which has been renamed The Three Brothers, so if you see The Three Brothers, it's this book. I actually like this title better, but whatever. I'm not a werewolf girly, but when I tell you I read this book, I became a werewolf girly because the mirror made me want a werewolf. Okay, I love Maggie and the Mirror Down. And yeah, this book just kind of gave me everything that I needed. Let's talk about my newest addition to this list, because I actually just read this book last month before, something like that. Anyway, very recent read, and that is It's All in Your Head by Sabina Norquist. Y'all, this book took my heart and gave me everything that I needed. Like, I cannot say enough good things about this book. It found me at the right time, exactly when I needed it, and that's how it found its way onto this list. So it's definitely going to be in my top books of 2026. Skylar is done with offline relationships, especially romantic ones. Living with chronic illness means she's heard it all before. Unreliable, high maintenance, too much. She'd rather spend her free time in her online support group, and lately she can't help but notice Pike, the hot new guy with a penchant for brooding poetry. When a chaotic night in the group forces her to pose as his girlfriend, she reluctantly agrees to keep up the charade in real life. Fake dating gets a lot more complicated when she discovers that Pike is actually a professional snowboarder whose career-ending injury is as infamous as his dating history. He won't talk about that though. He's fine, really. But spending time with Skylar turns out to be the least depressing thing he's done in months. Just as the bed sharing and late night talks start to feel real, the paparazzi catch on, wanting the scoop on everyone's favorite Olympic medalist. Dating while disabled comes with challenges of its own, but public speculation. Okay. So what happened was my battery died, and it's been a while. Yeah, but we back, okay? We back, and I was saying something about this book. But basically what I was saying was it just found me at the right time. I feel like there's representation of chronic illness and disabilities in all different forms, types of ways. It talks about how you can better support people who, you know, in your life who have chronic illnesses and or disabilities. And yes, I just absolutely loved everything about it. Found me at the right time. Now an all-time favorite of mine. Moving on. Next up, we have Outdrawn by Deanna Gray. This is a rivals to lovers sapphic romance where we follow Noah, who finally got her foot in the door. After clawing her way to the top of the charts with her webcomic, she's garnered enough attention to earn a full-time position at a comic company that's relaunching the cult classic comic Queen Lisa. I don't know. But it's predicted to be an instant bestseller with movie deals already in the making. Things are falling into place. There's nowhere to go but up as soon as she gets one person out of her way. Sage has always been the best artist in every building she stepped foot in. Raw Talent's gotten her webcomic to the top of the charts every month for the past 8 years. She's been the best for as long as she can remember. Sure, her career has plateaued, but that can be fixed with a big name comic release. She was promised full creative control over Queen Lisa, whatever. What she got was a shared credit with the one artist who's been breathing down her neck since college. The one artist who has a fighting chance at being better than her. Sage and Noah have to work as a team, or at least appear to work as a team. They thought the hardest part of the relaunch would be drawing together, but that's easy in comparison to resisting their feelings for each other. So let's talk about how Noah and Sage are both me at the same time, and how I just related so hard and heavy to what the characters were going through in this book. I thought that their romance was really sweet and really cute, and again, family drama, here for that too. And yeah, I just thought this was so fun. Next up, we have A Mastery of Monsters by Lascelles Sandberry. This is a dark academia series where we are following August, whose brother disappears before his sophomore semester, and everyone thinks that the stress of college got to him. But August knows that Jules would have never left her voluntarily, especially not after their mother so recently went missing. The only clue that he left behind was a note telling her to stay safe and protect their remaining family. And after August is attacked by a 10-foot tall creature with fur and claws, she realizes that her brother might be in more danger than she could have imagined. Unfortunately for August, the only person with a connection to the mysterious creature is the bookish Virgil, and he knows about them because he is one. If he doesn't find a partner to help control his true nature, he'll lose his humanity and become a mindless beast, exactly what the secret society he's grown up in would love to put down. Virgil makes a proposition. August will join his society and partner with him, and in return, he'll help her find Jules. And so August is plunged into a deadly competition to win one of the few coveted candidate spots, all while trying to accept a frightening reality that monsters are real, and she needs to learn to master them to have any hope of saving her brother. When I tell you that this book hit me hard and it hurt me a little bit, because me and August are exactly the same person, okay? And the stuff that I was reading and how August was thinking and what she was going through and how she was acting, it hurt because I felt it like real deep. You know what I'm saying? And also like Virgil, I just love him so much. He's just so cute. He's just like a little granddaddy with his sweaters and his books. Absolutely love Virgil. If you like competitions and trials and dark academia settings, like this is a good one for you. I actually had a hard time. Well, not really a hard time, but honestly, anything that Lascelles Sandberry has written has been a 5-star for me. And I contemplated having all of her books on. But I had some self-control, and I think this one just hit a little harder than her Blood Like Magic series, which is the other one that I was trying to decide which one to pick, because this one, like I said, I just related to August so much, and just the bookish, nerdyish nature of this really pushed it over for me. But yeah, friends, this is a good one, and the sequel just arrived at my house, and I'm excited, nervous, anxious, all the things, because I need Virgil and August to be okay. All right, almost done, y'all. Next we have Mickey Chambers Shakes It Up by Cherish Reed, and this is about Mickey Chambers, who is an expert in analyzing modern literature, but when it comes to figuring out her own story, she's feeling a little lost. At 33, she's an adjunct instructor with a meager class schedule and too many medical bills, courtesy of her chronic illness. Picking up a bartending gig seems perfect. Sure, Mickey's never done this before, but the gorgeous grumpy bar owner Diego might be the perfect man to teach the teacher if he wasn't so stressed. Diego is worried he's running his late wife's bar into the ground, add the pressures of returning to college part-time at 42, and it's no wonder he's making rash decisions, like hiring the sunny, sexy woman who looks more at home in a library than slinging beers to rowdy barflies, and who turns out to be teaching his online writing course, a complication neither was expecting. It's not long before Mickey starts re-energizing the saloon with cocktails, karaoke, and an optimism even Diego can't ignore. They need to fight their feelings if they want to keep things professional, but all it takes is one sip, one kiss to shake both of their worlds forever. And this also has chronic illness representation because Mickey has hyperthyroidism. And let me tell you something, I am down bad for both Mickey and Diego, and I just love them as a couple. That's kind of a running thread throughout my favorite books. I have to love the couple. If you can get me with the couple, then you got me. Okay, you got me. And Diego and Mickey just fit together in such a good way. This book explores grief. Diego lost his wife. Mickey is the first woman that Diego has been interested in since his wife passed. Like I said, we have Mickey navigating hyperthyroidism, but also she's like a nerdy professor who is like an English teacher, which is like my dream, okay, to either be an English teacher or a librarian. Like, That's the dream. And so this was just so good. I loved their chemistry. This is another book that made me out to be a liar, because I am not an age gap girly. Okay, I don't like age gaps. Most of the time I think they're creepy and predatory, but this is an age gap that I think it was okay. Mickey is 33 and Diego is 42. That doesn't give me creepy. Both parties are grown. There is a weird power dynamic, but it's on both sides, with Diego being Mickey's boss and Mickey being Diego's professor. So it goes both ways. There's not any, weirdness going on. So I was able to get behind this relationship. And friends, this is short, it's cute, it's spicy, it's fun, and I absolutely love this book as well. And lastly, this last series is no shock to anybody if you have been on my channel for any length of time, because I talk about these books nonstop. Any recommendation video I can fit these books in, you better believe they are in it. I am talking about these books in some kind of way. You're probably sick of it. I don't care. This is my channel, and these are my favorite books. Like probably my all-time favorite series of all time. Maybe, probably, I don't know. But we're talking about the Fae-Bound series by Sarah Ella Rifi. We have Fae-Bound and we have Curse-Bound. And friends, my love for this book and these series, like I can't. Like I love this so much. It's ridiculous. Like this is number one. I wasn't ranking any of these books or any of these series because I don't really know how I would do that, but I know for sure this is number one. She's number one. Okay. And in Fae-Bound, hold on. Let me set Curse-Bound down, even though I think I might like Curse-Bound more. I ain't sure. But let's talk about the series first. Talk about Fae-Bound. We follow two elven sisters who become imprisoned in the intoxicating world of the Fae, where danger and love lie in wait. So we have Erin, who was born on the battlefield and has lived on the battlefield, and one day she knows she will die on the battlefield. As a warrior in the elven army, Erin has known nothing but violence her whole life. Her little sister Leto is trying to make a living as a diviner, seeking prophecies of a better future. When a fatal mistake leads to Erin's exile from the elven lands, both sisters are forced into the terrifying wilderness beyond their borders. There they encounter the impossible, the Fae court. The Fae have not been seen for a millennium, but now Erin and Leto are thrust into their seductive world, torn among their loyalties to each other, their elven homeland, and their hearts. This book, this series, I cannot. There are so many things that I love about this. I love the world building that we get in this, the lore with the elves and the humans and the Fae and then the Obeah. Like, stop it. And then we have the relationships that develop throughout the series. There's literally a different type of relationship for everybody. No matter what you're into, friend, you can get behind at least one of these relationships in this series. And the way that the story is unfolding, these books are not long. Okay, for a fantasy series, I think both of these books are under 400 pages long. So this is telling us a good story in like not a long amount of time. And I love that too. You can get in and get out, but there's so much. And when I tell you, in Curse-Bound, it just expanded everything. And it was a character that I did not like in this book that has become my favorite character in this book. What do you mean? And only Sarah can do that to me. And y'all, let me tell you, I got to the email notification that the third book, Earthbound, shipped from Barnes and Noble. When I tell you, my heart started pounding. The anxiety that I have, the feelings that I have about the series about to be like, with the series ending, like, what am I gonna do? What am I going to do? I've already read this twice. I'm going to reread this again before I read the third book, just to make sure I'm all there and I'm all caught up. But like, this is a series that I will reread again and again and again throughout my life, which is a testament to my favorite books of all time. Like books that I'm going to reread and I want to reread and I'm going to enjoy like the first time I read it. And friends, that's it. These right here are my babies, my all-time favorite books of all time. If you want to know my reading taste, if you want to know me through books, these will give you a very great picture of that. So yeah, I feel like I have yapped enough in this video. It's probably long enough, so let me go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, anything that you do to support me and my channel friend. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you have the best day that you possibly can. Remember to take care of yourself, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.